Om. Shuklambaradaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Vadanam Jayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupinim Vidyarambam Karishyami Siddhirbhavatu me sada Dhyanamoolam Gururmurtim Pujamoolam Gururpadam Mantramoolam Gururvakyam Mokshamoolam Gururkripa Mokshamoolam Gururkripa. Friends, I don't need to praise anyone, but still I am complimenting all of you as the most fortunate people on earth. Whether you know it or not, you are. There are no other poor people on earth. In spite of Jagat moving in its own direction, and people are moving as per their wishes and dreams. ಯೋಚನೆಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಕನಸುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ. But the loss of earth, loss of karma, loss of nature allows the movement of earth to move in a direction. Jagat, loss of karma, loss of nature, it allows Jagat to move in a particular direction. So in spite of pressure from this Jagat, you people have maintained for so many years. That's not a small thing. And here there is nothing. We have no property, nothing here to share with except love. Is it too much? It is the only thing in the world which can be participated with joy. The world comes to that state today that unless love takes over, there is no direction for the world. First, man has divorced to God. Man has divorced God as soon as he comes to this earth. Divorce andre ಏನು ವಿವಾಹದತ್ತ. And he behaves as a nomad. Nomad is a person Kaurava thara. He moves as if he feels whatever he feels as right. We have to educate people. So children have to be given their rights. What is right? What is there to be known? Except laws of karma, laws of nature and their good behavior. What is there to be known? We don't know. We have to educate men, we have to educate women, we have to educate children. ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಗಿವನ್ is too much which moves away from God, moves away from laws of nature. ವಿದ್ಯಾಭ್ಯಾಸ ಅನ್ನೋ ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ನೆಸರಿ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ತುಂಬ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ದಿ ಮೋರ್ ದೇ ನೋ ದಟ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸಸೈಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಫ್ರೀಡಮ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಬೌಂಡ್. I don't know, there is 1 in 1 crore maybe not fighting at home, in the family, with children, with wife, 1 in 1 crore. And the divorce rate has increased so much in the name of freedom. And in Chennai and others, they are recording very high rates of divorce in the family. And the children, they have no other go but to suffer all this. And how they will become in old age, seeing their parents fighting, seeing their parents divorcing, seeing their parents putting them in lot of tension, how will they grow? How can they have peace in the mind? What for they should grow? They will be thinking, isn't it? And the recent fights have started telling that you believe this, you will be given this. You will believe this, you will be given this. This has no meaning. The man who lived up to Cambodia and beyond, the oldest cultures of Spain and traditional countries, they still have faith in relations, and they have faith in the supreme power. Even today in Central America, this America, that America, you will see that a lot of Indian languages are being practiced. So that means that the entire earth was ruled by God's dictum to man. Because man could not catch the transcendental truth, he started talking about Akasha and below. Maybe Shiva was the first deity from north to south. And that side, if you see, the later religions like Jews came down and they thought that Creator is the sun. So they started worshipping the sun, Jews. Then came the Persian, they started worshipping the fire. But the Buddhism started worshipping the chakra, which is Kala. But see, this religion of man, which has transcendental truth, and how to get wedded to it, that is the only purpose of life. Any ritual is pointing out to that glorious wedding to the truth. ಪೂಜಾ ವಿಧಿಗೆ ಬದಲು ರಿಚುವಲ್ಸ್ ನನಗೆ ಪೂಜಾ ವಿಧಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಶ್ರೀಮಂತ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ritual, marriage for example is another ritual. Okay, we will take a marriage for an example. Because we have started with the word wedded to God, wedding to God. This is the only purpose of life, there is no other purpose. The Prakriti with its representative, the to-be Patni, even today will be ready to receive God, that is Pati. This is the day before or 4 days marriage, whatever be it. First Patni will be receiving. The marriage usually happens in Prakriti, so Patni's place it happens usually. Usually it doesn't happen in Pati's place. So each jiva is representative of that glorious truth, which can be called as Patni in real terms, because without Purusha, without someone who can fulfill, the Patni is empty, the Prakriti is empty. Each jiva. So Pati comes and stays, he is invited. Then the marriage starts with a temple. Because from the womb of God, people have come out. The truth has come out. Truth in its perceptive form. Truth cannot come out. Truth in its perceptive form comes out from the womb of God. The womb of God is temple. Garbha Gudi. So the Pati starts wearing a garland and he wants to come out to the world. So he is taken for a ride or on a ride, we don't know. He is taken in a car or whatever be it, in a kudre, something. He will be going around visiting the world. Then that Pati is introduced to the Prakriti. Then they slowly play coconut, nalang, all these things, just to get the feel of Prakriti, because this man is coming out from the temple of God, and man means the Purusha, Lord, comes out to take all the jivas. So the Lord gets accustomed to the Prakriti, then slowly gets the feel of the Prakriti, and in the morning, once again, the elements come into force. That is on the wedding ceremonial day. So he invites right from Akasha to Agni for remaining as Sakshi. Because he is going to get wedded to Prakriti, and Jala is there, and then what they say, Nokal is representation of prana. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಟಕ್ಕೆ போடுவாங்க, அது என்னது, மூக்கணாஞ்சரடு போடுறதில்ல பொண்ணுக்கு, இல்லை அந்த ரெண்டு மாட்டுக்கு நடுவில் நோக்கால் வைப்போம் இல்லையா, அந்த மாடை கட்டிட்டு இப்படி நொகா அதெல்லாம் எடுத்தாரே, just not to miss the direction, go in one direction. And also it is representative of prana. Unless the prana aligns, means air, the element air aligns, two people cannot travel together in one direction. It's the simple theory in a car, in any other vehicle also. And the Patni is representative of Prakriti. So all the five elements are being celebrated in the wedding ceremony. And the last is Shanti Muhurta, seeing the star, etc., etc. Everything has meaning. You are not simply like this. Constellations, out of all the constellations, you are one small thing. Just to show that you are a speck. And also you should be like those stars. The Saptapati is to finish all your 7 lives. 7 ಜನ್ಮಗಳು ಅಂದರೆ ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಾರ್ನ್ ವಿತ್ 7 ಜನ್ಮಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ, ಬಟ್ ಈ ಗೋಸ್ ಆನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಜನ್ಮಸ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಜನ್ಮ ಕೂಡ ಕಳಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಸಪ್ತಪತಿಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡೋದು. ದೆನ್ ಅಟ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಶಾಂತಿ ಮುಹೂರ್ತ, ವೇರ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಶಾಂತಿ ಮುಹೂರ್ತ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ಇಸ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಟಿವ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್, ಫ್ರೂಟ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಲಾರ್ಡ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ದ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ nectarization, where you are beyond, where you are not known. The Prakriti aligns perfectly with Lord. Muhurta results in both Prakriti and Purusha. Nectarization, it is a nectarization of God with Prakriti. ಅಮೃತ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಂದು ಆನಂದಮಯವಾಗಿ ತಾನು ಯಾರು ಏನಿದೆ ಸರ್ಕಮ್ಸ್ಟಾನ್ಸಸ್ಸು, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಡಾರ್ಕ್ನೆಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬಿಯಾಂಡ್, ವೇರ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಫರ್ಗಾಟನ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್, ವೇರ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸೆಂಡೆಂಟಲ್ ಬ್ಲಿಸ್. That is the beauty of a small ritual. Each ritual is so potent to wed you to the highest. So understand, you belong to this kind of culture. Each aham is nothing but God, nothing but divinity. Someone was telling, did not Krishna representative ego represent ego when he told aham Vaishvanara Bhutva, aham this, aham that, nane idu, nane adu antala. It was a small argument of a person who belongs to the other faith, Shaiva faith. But he has never told anything, but he is saying aham Vaishvanara Bhutva, something like that. And whenever he uses this word aham, he is always in the transcendental state of existence. That is how he showed Vishwarupa. It was not that I am great, Partha, you are small. It's not that. He is the master of the universe. He is Keshava. Kesha means what? Locked hair. So Keshavardhini does not mean what do you call Vardhini of Kesha in a very small way. Locked hair is called Kesha. கட்டின முடி, அதுக்கு தான் முடினே பேர். அடி முடிங்கும்போது முடிந்த முடிக்கு தான் முடி. முடியை அறிய முடியாதவன் தான் மனுஷன். அப்படிங்கும்போது அதை முடிஞ்ச முடி. Kesha means what? Locked hair. Locked means ಗಂಟಾಕಿರುವುದು ಮುಡಿ. ಮುಡಿದಿದ್ದ ಕೂದಲು ಮುಡಿಯೋದು ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ? So whether it is Krishna, Shiva, you will find that when in the farm, they would have got this mudi. It's a great meaning. It's called the Diksha, Sankalpa of bringing up each one to the level of Lord. So whenever anyone wants to perform Diksha, they will grow more hair and they will tie, they will grow beard. These are all representation of that Diksha Bala to show that I will align with this. Unless I do this, I won't compromise on that. My wishes, my vow, my oath. So this is the meaning of what I was trying to tell as Mudi. Feet to head is elements and Yajamana representation in any form of God. But it's a wonder that this word aham I was trying to tell. It's even in Mahavakyas, aham brahmasmi, I am Atma Brahmam. So that aham also represents the transcendental truth which can't be caught by a qualification. Aham brahmasmi. It's not a going, it's not a process, it's not anything, but it's an assertive word, sound produced in a vibratory mode. So the original faith was the faith of man in God, and he was following only the dictum of God. How can God show any way? Because man's life is designed and executed according to his karmas. But can't you refer to the greatest traditions of India? After Manasarovar and Kailash, the Devi in Brahmanda Purana is extolled as Kashmira Puravasini. The Akasha and beyond we can't describe where she is. But once she comes to rule the universe, as a person who is as a representative or as a holy symbol in Srinagar, it starts from, it is being told that she is Kashmir. Even in Naivedya we call Kashmira Palam Nivedyami. So if you go to the root of religion, rather if I am allowed to call it religion, I think it's faith, or it is a gift of God to man. It has started from north to south like this, from Kashmir to the deepermost Kutralam, and I think that must be the border, no, this side. Till that Shaivism has spread. In Kashmir we call it as Shaivism. It comes out with here to unknown revelations. The Kashmir Shaivism brings out to humankind. But how a man who knows not even an iota of Sanskrit could recite Tevaram Durvasam in a similar fashion? That means that Shaivism is just purely a gift of God to man. So then it became Shaiva Siddhanta. It was reduced to a Siddhanta level. Then it became a cult. We are Shaivites. So what I was trying to tell is, the jnana and bhakti and the revelations are crunched to mere castes. Why? So any scientific temper is not new to India, at least. If today missile is there, those days I was asked in Indian Institute of Science, do you believe that an arrow can become a sarpa, another arrow can become vayu, another arrow can become agni? In a small session, I used to visit other places. Now I am not visiting. So at that time I was asked by the group in an institute here, if you can believe that a satellite can send photos which has no connection with the earth, and it is true. And if you can believe that a television or radio can pick up waves, a computer can pick up immediately in the memory things, then why not? Why it's not possible? But don't, I was trying to tell them, don't go much in detail, because it is the laws of nature, we should not disturb. But if it comes that anything can be proved, if you want a proof, then also I was trying to tell many things. How world will change, only yoga, agriculture, biotechnology, these things only will take over, and things of other researches should change itself to the laws of nature. At that time it was not in their orbit of science. But more than what we tell, today I find with things that yoga has become a subject in Indian Institute of Science, and the agriculture, sericulture and all those things are called earth sciences. In some name you do, but we have come to the level of nature, level of unraveling rather mysteries of nature. My point is not what some other institute is doing. My point is about Vijnana, which is not new to India. In initial stages, Vijnana is referred to as a special knowledge to unravel knowledge of existence and to merge with the knowledge of truth. Are you following? So that was the only science, if we want to literally translate Vijnana as science. So, Vijnana should end in what? Prajnana, through Jnana. But in this there is no money, only simplicity. The akarshika, what do you call that, that which attracts, is not there because truth is always simple. Anything simple is neglected. The simple fact that we are breathing is neglected unless we get asthma. So each simple things of life is neglected and man has started complicating to such an extent that he doesn't know where to go today. So all of you remember that Kendra stands for this and we all have to ask Kendra. I am not a cult figure, I am not going to come out as an individual, but still ask Kendra, all of your, maybe if at all you are doing some duties, it should be to reveal to the world that world should lead itself in alignment with nature to reach the truth. Today no one is there to frankly tell this outside, and everyone is has become the missing link is always missing. Each one misses himself and search for security outside, search for happinesses in some other things, and goes on the words of others who have cheated themselves, and they are believing those words. These people are also getting cheated. 100% of the people who believe in the outside world are without direction. They just don't know what they are doing. So other things are by the way. We are never telling that you should meditate, you should think. We are not in that realm at all. I have never told you this. In fact, there is nothing is prescribed or subscribed to in this Kendra. But one thing I am always telling is, everything is right all the time. Keep that faith, nothing shakes you. I am suffering from earache. How will it be all right? Everything is all right. It was all right, it will be all right. The suffering is a perception. No one can escape the karmas unless they surrender. Suppose for the first time in the world I was trying to tell that even a very hard karma phala coming in the world can be experienced for a trice in a dream, and a few janmas will get passed, because with that suffering you should have taken many janmas. Even that is possible if you have surrendered. It actually happened because one of the, I don't want to tell the community's name, a community which gives money for financing. I was casually mentioning that it results in a particular disease. Everyone knows that disease. But they were trying to tell what to do. Our business is that. But I was trying to tell there are 100 other ways to invest and get money from investment. It is not that financing alone is the only way. But what happened was soon, believe me, one of the family members got a small spot which has started spreading where there was no sensation. So this created panic in the family, and the same people phoned up, and those days I was meeting people, so they came also. And I told them everything is a sound and thought. That was the first faith they needed. This has happened, it's a sound created, and this is in me, is a thought in them. Everything is a sound and thought. First know that. That does not leave you in dreams also. Because you are branded. You are branded as such and such. So even in dreams, you are limiting yourself. The soul, ever free soul, is limiting itself as a rogi, as a small time sufferer. Then they told, we will leave the business. Business of financing, not finance business. Baddi vyapara. No need to promise me. If you are sincere and if you have repented and if you have started surrendering to the highest, I think this is no problem. And that thing happened. Everything vanished. Because the mind was free. It's someone has told that it is nothing but a sound and thought. Then when the mind got freed, the result happened in the body. It's so simple. It is not a miracle, it's truth. It is law of nature. So the medicines also try to do you something like this. It makes your mind believe that this medicine will free this from this disease. So that works on the mind. Then you feel that the disease is not there. So everything is in a form of thought and in the form of sound. And this sound and thought has created an impression in the mind which can go out only when you are freed into freedom. So the faith should be deep rooted. Some other day someone was singing here, Krishna Krishna aao, gai ko bhi lao. Gai ko bhi lao. He was inviting Krishna through Bhakti Paravasa with his cow, Krishna's cow. It's very good. This man has to first pay respect to his father, mother, or relatives, and spread love to the society. He is a newcomer, and it was not a regular visitor here. So once this happened, I was trying to tell, वो आया तो अभी उसको भी खाना नहीं देगा, उसको गाय को भी लाया तो कहाँ से लाओगे, ग्रास वैस लाना पड़ेगा ना, घास कहाँ से लाओगे. And Krishna is such a Mayavi. Whole butter of Bangalore or the whole world's butter is not enough. Chitachor, Makanachor. Prapanchada Bandane Tindakitono. So unless we know the meaning, there is no use trying to get lost in emotion and fooling ourselves. At least it should start clicking in him someday that why I am calling this? Am I fit to call? Or if he comes, what should I do? So one day he should start thinking about it. But you need not call, God calls you. The fact is that God is calling us. We can't call God and ask Him, I come here. We can't call Him. So once that call is there, as I told, the nectarization takes place. You are full of bliss. I can't describe this, but how will I tell you? That is the only Pattabhisheka, that is the only anointment, eligibility given to man. I was trying to describe to you the ritual of marriage. So the Jiva is Patni and it is wedded to a Purusha, God. And the Pati Bhakti starts. That is in the level of mind. So man's only duty is to develop this devotion. Maximum he can do this one. So once this devotion takes place, you will not see anything as a hurdle to you. Everything just happens before you. So you transcend time by getting wedded to God. And the purpose of life is to transcend time. Time only binds people. Time only releases. So this doesn't try to tell you that this month, 1 month has passed, time has passed. This month, this much salary is credited. Next month, with His gratia, this much is credited. Then some other benefit. So we are passing time in such fashion that the valuation of the value is limited to a few chips. 1 second is difficult to get, and we are wasting months. People outside. 1 second in life is difficult to get. The time of death tells this much also is not allowed. So to get 1 second is very precious, and how humans are wasting in different fields which they feel that is true. So don't create your own laws and escape into those laws in the name of compromises and security. In this, the field of communication should take over. Its major task is to reinforce the realm of truth, reveal the realm of truth to the mankind. It can be an entertainment communication, it can be a communication of any other kind, or news communication, TV communication. All these things now it's their duty to cry aloud that let them also put it in the entertainment way only, but let them tell that the world is requiring peace in its totality, not in pieces. So the Shanti is belonging to this faith, that itself breaks the piece into pieces. The totality does not have any pieces. But once it gets crunched to a small level, it is told that Ishavasyam Vidam Sarvam. So if God is residing everywhere, what else can reside in its place? Sir, there is gutter, there is cigarette, there is race course, there is this. Does God reside in this? But is there earth? Is there the fire in the earth? Is there water underneath the earth? And if there is air, then can't God be there in all these places? You allow all this and say that you have branded it as something else. Can't God be there? So understand that he can't escape and you can't escape. Because both are not different. Fun of life is that. Love life, live life. Every second is precious. Don't waste in thinking. Live it. Leave everything else. Live the second, leave everything else. Thank you. Any interaction if you want.
Guruji, what you were telling about changes that has to happen in media with TV and
communication things,
all media, that they have to change. But is it really possible that, because today
when it is possible to create anything as a thought for the day, as a thought for 5 seconds, 5 hours, is this not possible? I don't say whole day, but somewhere they should be told that they are existing. People have to be told that they can live like this also. Because the world has come to that state today that unless they are revealed this, there is no go. They have missed the security, they have missed the idea of peace.
The reason I was asking is every news has it's there only when it is catching attention. Like in Gujarat, there was floods. We don't know what's happening now because some other news has come. We have forgotten.
That's
so every news they are going by maybe what is her heart. We don't know what is happening.
No, ultimately what they do is when you would have watched in your media when the Bombay was raining, Abhi Varna Bhavan ko sabhi pray karenge. Whenever they tell this, it stops. Similarly, when in foreign things, all of us will, when some bad things happen, something like September 11, then immediately a big mass was arranged. So that brings back the rain to the level of God. At least human tendency is to surrender. That is the signal given. Then onwards, once again, human ego takes over. But now there is no time. Surrender for life. So that has to be strongly told in some manner. It can be through a drama, it can be through jokes. In TV is Peki Ratam Varma, press this, and say, if does ghost has blood? That is the latest question. An intelligent fellow, what they would have told? Kendra person. And all the answers were no. I would have preferred a Tamil knowing, because this was in Tamil. Tamil knowing person to answer this. We usually say, Peki Vakapatani. In a small community, even ghost is accepted as goddess in Tamil Nadu. So we call them Peichi, Payandi, Peichi. The ghost name is kept to men and women. Peichi became Pechi afterwards. Pechi Amma. So she or he has blood, Pei. Because he calls, or she calls him Pei, or he calls her Pei. In a short form. They fondly call each other Pei. Out of love, a ghost. When Payandi gets married to Peichi, Pei. So both of them have blood. So one is B plus, another is A, something like that. Not in distinction. D is distinction. We can give SMS as B plus now. And these things can be, why not? It's very important,
You just told stop thinking. How is it?
If you know how you start thinking, you have stopped thinking.
Now suppose we are working on some matters. Then when we use our brain, ideas will get flashed. Is it not thinking?
If you want to think that you can achieve that work, maybe that thinking is necessary, planning is necessary. Suppose I want idli. I can't stop thinking, dreaming of making idli. So a process is there, but I can prefer to stop thinking and prepare idli in a process. So by knowing that I have started thinking, I have stopped thinking. Then how the idli should come and all those things, I will not be excited. As it comes, I will accept. And whenever I accept, it is for the best. Whenever I accept, it's towards evolution. Whenever I decry or bring it down, then I am also moving down. So every second is for evolution. No second we should be bogged down. We should not be suppressed. So thinking is necessary, and stopping thinking is not that drawing a blank. Knowing that you are thinking itself becomes, because your thinking becomes so much noisy, usually people, that it occupies the entire mind and we are excited. How this. Instead of that, let us stop thinking and start thinking. And the results will also be very fine. Actually, there is no goal in life. It all moves. But it's fun to play with the world also. As fun, otherwise it becomes a serious affair. Am I answering correctly? Stop thinking, then the starting of thinking leads you to accept the circumstances. Then whenever we accept only, we are evolving. When we don't accept, but we are also suppressed. The suppression is a decongestion of mind. Once again we will get excited and start doing some other things. So why? I don't think that's necessary. So that's why I told we create our own laws in the name of security, goals, dreams, and we get caught into that. Instead of that, God is ready to give all those, fulfill all those, if you can relax a little. He doesn't want anything, any shortcoming in his own people, He wants to give to the brim and take them back to his lap. But expectation need not be there. That happens only when we stop thinking. Without expectation, how will we work? That is what it is. Life is, the secret of life is that one. I always tell you, even if you are going to get 20,000 every month, even if you sit tight in your home, it will come to you. I'll sit tight forever, even then it will come to you, if it has to come. Otherwise, even if you work, that 20,000 will be drawn by either or in the bank. ரெண்டு பேர் போட்டு தான் நாமினிஸ் போட்டு தான் பேங்கில் ஆரம்பிக்கிறாங்க. You have earned 20,000 slugging, but the R is always right, R, OR. You go and draw the money or send a credit card, it will be peacefully rejected, because the R has taken the money. No, it's a joke, but still, this is what it is. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, my friends.